32 match for Division 1A. Best of luck to Violet and Alice. Let's get this underway. Count it down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And here we go. Thursday Thunder has begun. And let's see if any of these two can capture lightning in a ball with some incredible performances that we know both are capable of. Let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting off on our left-hand side with a PB of 1.66 million points. She is a roller from the United Kingdom. Competing in her first Div 1 season, was promoted to Division 1 on the back of a emphatic playoff victory in Season 30 against Portal, a match that went 4-3. I believe that also had a comeback victory for Violet in there. But yes, it is Phloxae, it is Violet. And her opponent on the right-hand side here with a overall PB of 4.82 million, hybrid player out of Canada. Season 30 playoff participant. And this is her return since then. In Season 32 to take Season 31 off, hoping for a triumphant return back to the top 8. It is Alice. It is Knight. Whatever you want to call her. And this is the first time that these two players, I believe, are facing off against each other in a ELO-rated match, which you don't see a whole lot in the Div 1 sphere. Usually all these players have played each other countless times before, at least once. Especially when we get to the realm of players that are sort of in the conversation for Premier Pool rankings. I mean, I don't think Violet's ever been ranked before, but in the last Premier Pool, Knight was ranked 6th. 277 for Violet, 259 here for Alice, so currently neck and neck between these two players so far. And it has been a pretty rapid rise through the ranks of Classic Tetris for Violet. Only started competing in August of 2024. Her first CTL season was Season 27. She started out in Div 4 and got promoted back-to-back from Div 4 to Div 2. And only took 2 seasons to get out of Div 2 before going up in Season 30. Did take a season off to sort of hashtag get good. And now is ready to fight in Div 1. You're still looking for her first win, but I am sure it will come. 378 here for Violet, 361 for Alice. Violet also competed at CT UK in 2025, made it to the top 8. Going out to eventual finalist SV. Unapologetic plug here as well. She also finished 3rd place at my tournament, AIE Live. And finished in, well, not exactly the highest. I mean, she was playing DAS, to be fair. But went out in the 3rd round of the fundraiser tournament we did for that. Lost to Kingsman. So there you go. 499 for Violet, 457 for Alice. Again, Violet was playing DAS. Don't judge her. Even though she still probably should have swept the floor with King. We're not going to hold that against her. Well, that's a lie. Tetris for Violet, 546. Alice Tetris, 502. Ooh, Alice in a bit of trouble here. And that hole in column 5 is going to be pretty problematic for her. And it's going to be a hang of the J piece. It was going to be difficult always to get out of that. Alice tops out at 503. So Violet is going to take game 1 here. GG's. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Sunny Heps and Fort don't go into it. Yeah, that's true. But they still play Tetris. But yeah, like outside of those like sort of big 4 in Canada, like after Silly Shark, you have to go all the way down to still swirling Firedox for the next ranked player in Canada. Which I mean, Firedox is still very good player, rapidly rising player, and I'm sure will be a top player out of the Canadian scene. I mean, made it to C2WC Gold bracket, so. Is Adam booking a War Games match? No comment, King, no comment. I mean, we'll do War Games as long as we're able to get like a cameo from William Regal, you know? Because we can't have a War Games match if he's not saying the line. Or maybe we'll just get some other like old British guy to do it, like... We could get Tenfu Ibis to say War Games, or like Dan V, because he's old, right? 122 for Violet, 138 for Alice. That actually makes me wonder, does William Regal have a cameo page? Because if he does, then I got a brilliant idea of spending my my money. Okay, as far as I'm aware, he does not. That's a shame. It's a shame to the world. Violet on 197, Alice 254. Violet going for a aggressive, dirty Tetris here. Kind of backs up at a corner when it comes to that. Gonna take a double here. Tetris Alice 307 now with about 100,000 point lead here. And Violet will get a Tetris of her own here. Building out the left side. Very nice, clean board here. Tetris, Violet, Alice with a bit of work to do. You'll call your contacts to WWE. Thank you, King. Thank you. Maybe we'll get you like a... Maybe you'll get a cameo. We gotta, at some point it's gotta happen, right? Like, once Classic Tetris eventually, like, blows up into this massive global entity, even bigger than, like, 2018, 2019, we gotta get Kingsman on... We gotta have the Kingsman cameo. And I have, like, the perfect idea. I got the perfect idea for that. So, Kingsman's gonna go in, he's gonna, like, pretend like he's Paul Heyman, and then he meets Paul Heyman, and because they kind of look alike, because they're both sort of big and bald... It's gonna lead to like a really funny comedic moment. And it's gonna like lead to a story on like the real Paul Heyman, the fake Paul Heyman. Like think the whole like R-Truth angle. But it's gonna be really funny. I'm a genius. 369 for Violet, 440 for Alice. You can't lie and say you wouldn't take the money if that was what you were offered to do. You would take the money any day just to get your face on that screen. I don't think we can say the things you would do on camera on the WWE just to get at least a smidge of content in the universe. Who wouldn't? Alice goes in at 501. If this ends up going on YouTube, I want the comments to be full of, like, ideas for Kingsman's storylines in WWE. Like, what can he do that would, like, fit the Kingsman persona? I would very much love to see that. Alice with a couple misdrops here. Up high on 19. Violet with a clean, nice board, 5-10. It is neck and neck on overall score here. But Violet can definitely take advantage of Alice's board situation here. Risk. Yeah, that's a great WWE storyline right there, Fitz. I remember that for sure. Tetris Violet 617. And another one to go to 644. Alice has cleaned up her board now. Tetris Alice 588. Nice J tuck there and T tuck as well. Both players matching each other very well so far. Tetris Violet 704. Both players now into level 23. Couple quick Tetrises there from Alice. Violet is now in that same drought currently, but does see the other side of it. Gets a Tetris. Nice J-tuck. Good adjustment of that L piece for that. Go to Guerrero's house. Now, what Guerrero are we talking? Because, I mean, you got the Tetris Guerrero, and then you got the WWE Guerreros. R.I.P. Eddie. R.I.P. Eddie. Alice going for a dirty Tetris here in column 8. But will that bar come down first? She has to cover the well for now. $8.27 for Knight, but misdrops the L piece. Doesn't get it into 5-6, and that's going to be fatal for Alice. Oh, just an error in stacking there. So unfortunate. An 8.27 top out there for Alice, and Violet is going to take game 2 here. 2-1 Tetris. Speaking of the Matcherino as well, we still have some coupon codes left over, so contribution codes. They'll put an extra 25 cents into the prize pool each. We have 27 of them left, just over half of the 50 that we started out with, so they are going fast. Again, it's an extra 25 cents into the pool at no extra cost. It can be done in addition to a donation that you may be making through directly, or you can just do it on its own at no extra cost at all. It's free money for our players. So it's a win-win. You get to feel good about supporting independent classic Tetris tournaments, supporting the players who help make them possible, which I think is pretty neat. And thank you to everyone who has contributed to the Matcherino so far. $129 for Violet, $164 for Alice. Violet's up a little bit high here, but is so far getting the burn she needs to get back down, but looking to get that well back open as well. Finally gets the L piece, but not without putting more clutter on the stack. Does get it open now, and Violet will get a Tetris, but Alice with the early lead here, 284 to Violet's 193. For a solid stretch, especially over the summer and autumn, Alice was the player with the sort of best record when it comes to their overall win record compared to their expected win record, was outperforming those stats by over 30%. That came courtesy of some big upset wins in terms of the stats against the likes of Neko, Cole, and most notably Blue Scooty in CTM Masters August. I think still ranks among the highest currently. I have to check my the sheet I used to track that stat. Yeah, in that stat, she still ranks in the top 10 of the players I keep track of, which is any player that's sort of eligible for a Premier Pool ranking. Alice on 457, Violet 383. Who's number one in that now? Good question. Currently, and this is based off like the last 3 months of play. The best ranking player in that statistic is Maisie, who's outperforming it by about 20%. Second is Tugi, in case you were wondering. 411 for Violet, 507 for Alice. I calculate that based off of their expected wins. So their expected win percentage, which is done using like the Eagle snapshot spreadsheet thing, compared to their actual win percentage. So let's say someone has an expected win percentage of like 10% over the last 3 months, but they win 30% of their games, then they're outperforming that statistic by 20%. And that's how I calculate that. It's a pretty neat stat. It doesn't mean a whole lot, but I think it's pretty cool to see us outperforming expectations in a given time period. 579 for Alice, 526 for Violet. Tetris for Alice. And another Tetris there, now to take a 4 Tetris lead here. This is a must-win game for Alice to keep this match alive. And Alice definitely playing like that is what's on the line. 579 to 653. Tugi became a ton. Yeah, Tugi is absolutely up there now. It's been a really good past few months for him. Nice T-spin there for Violet. Gets the J piece she was looking for as well. Alice's board getting a little bit high. A small drought forming, but does eventually get the bar and gets a Tetris. 733. Tetris for Violet, 685. Ooh, but Alice tried it again here and had to block off the well board. A slight bit of compromise, but nice triple on the overhang to reopen the well. Now Violet in a similar situation, but does get the well open. Now looking for an L piece. She will get it. Both players with a slightly dangerous board, but Violet manages to wiggle her way out of it. Gets a Tetris up to 727. Alice not quite out of the woods yet on 754, still leading. But Violet changes that with a Tetris to take the lead. But now it's pretty much neck and neck here. Lead is switching back and forth. Alice, Tetris ready again. Bar over Tetris, Alice. Or actually a triple for Alice, then getting a Tetris, 817. Was that a triple Tetris? I don't know. I didn't see the flash, so I couldn't tell if it was a Tetris or not. I assume it was, actually. Both players again with a covered well here, and Alice just not getting the piece. She really needed a J there, but just didn't get it, so had to make do with what she had. Does get clean at first, though. 890 for Alice into level 26. Violet, 830. Level 29 and beyond looms for both players here shortly. Violet still playing real aggressive, gets that dirty Tetris in column 3. But Alice will get the max out here on the board. Tetris Violet, 916. Alice with a 3.5 Tetris advantage here. One more Tetris available to both players here before level 29, and Alice will go in first at B09. Aggressive Akibar there in column 9 to set up for the Tetris. Looking to ramp up the aggression and will get the Tetris, B59. Violet goes in at 992. But not with the cleanest board. Alice with a couple burns here needed. Keeping nice and low. Violet's gonna capitalize, get the Tetris. Is still trailing by 130,000 points, but if there's any time to try and make that up, it is now. Violet with another Tetris, A76 to Alice's B82. Couple misdrops, some L pieces here for Alice. Violet keeping low on the board again, just having to clean in a sort of similar way that Alice did, but hopefully for Violet, she will try and navigate her way out of it, and she does. But now having to temporarily cover the well here, and this will require a bit of cleanup to do here, but Violet's board starting to creep up here, and Alice getting a Tetris to ramp up the pressure. A96 to C46. And the board just continues to creep up and up here for Violet, and she hangs the T, and it's gonna top out here at B01. And Alice will take a game here. This match is still alive. It's 2-1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Hello, Chef Boy. Good to see you. Again, 2 matches on the cards here today. After this match concludes, we'll have one more match in Division 1B as Cobra will be taking on Winter. Ooh, and this is a bit of a difficult start here for Violet. Starting up high with a diggable board, but one that will definitely slow down her pace. She will get the well open, though, in quick time to where she's only about 20k down. As Alice hasn't had the easiest of starts here either. Alice will get a Tetris. Violet will respond in kind. 158, and now 181 with that Tetris for Violet. 174 for Alice, who's now sitting up on row 3 for the Tetris. We'll get it. Tetris Alice. Tetris Alice up to 273. Alice getting a column 8 Tetris there, but now it's a double bar dependency. Definitely multiple ways that she can try and get out of this one, but the piece is not really working out that well for her. But those square pieces will definitely help to alleviate some of the pressure on the stack. That J piece can be a bit unfortunate though, because it will just add more pressure on that sort of column 8 well. 307 for Violet, 305 for Alice. Tetris for Alice. And another one in column 8 there. And Alice will get the well back open on the right-hand side. Violet now on 444, Alice 420, but a missed drop of that J piece there for Alice. And only a one wide section there for Alice, so not able to get anything down there other than a bar. But she is only able to shift by one column, so further complications here for Alice, but it is nice and low, so definitely survivable, but it just will slow down her pace significantly here. Especially as we're about to hit level 19. More points will be on the table. But won't be a lot of points on the table if this drought continues. 30 plus pieces here for both players, but both will get through it. And Violet will go into level 19 here at 508. And Alice 450. Column 7 Tetris there, simul Tetris for both players. So both boards now in a good place. Let's see if it'll stay that way. Let's see, 610 here for Violet, 527 for Alice. Tetris Violet, 638. There is a line deficit of 10 here in favor of Alice at the moment. But I think even with that, Violet still comfortably holds the pace advantage here as she's ahead by 3.5 Tetrises, 727 to 620. Both boards are clean, however, and both players continuing to send Tetrises each other's way in terms of scoring, at least. It's not like modern Tetris where you can literally send garbage to your opponent. In classic Tetris, of course, the only thing you can really send is pressure, which may lead to garbage on your opponent's side, I guess. So maybe it is kind of the same. Just more of a psychological garbage rather than a actual, like, 4-line sort of increase to your stack. 856 for Violet, 805 for Alice. Violet set up for another Tetris here, but Alice gonna get one in the column 7. Well, again, a lot of non-column 10 Tetrises here for Alice, but still keeping up relatively well here with Violet. He gets another Tetris to go to 992, looking for that max out. Tetris Alice, 881. Violet still waiting on the bar, has to cover. Bar comes a little bit too early for her, but she'll get the well back open, and the bar comes at the right time that time. Tetris for Violet, max out, and another Tetris to go to A66. Alice on 917. And Violet will go in A68 into level 29. Keeps the board under control for the time being, but not quite Tetris ready. Alice still has one more Tetris in the chamber before level 29. Triple there for Violet to get the right side back open. She is looking to try and set up here, but just keeping the board low for now. And if a Tetris comes, she'll try and take that opportunity. Alice, 999, now in level 29 herself, but with a bit of a low left side. Does get a bar left. Now both boards with a bit of clutter, but Violet's increasing in height here and misses the 5-tap at the bar. And Violet's gonna top out here at B01. So Alice needs B02 to take this to a game 5. She's about 80,000 points away now. B02 the target. And she'll set up in column 3, but misdrops a J piece. Does get the bar for a Tetris, which now leaves her within a Tetris of taking this game here, but needs to clean up, and she will do so. Some good burns here. Puts the board in a much better state. Now just 12,000 points away. Can just double and single her way. Needs B02. That double will get her almost all the way there. And that double will do it. B02, and Alice has clawed this back to a game 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And this is a third consecutive game 5 for Alice here. Both of her matches before this also went to game 5. And the streak continues. In 469 matches, Alice has had 160 game 5s, and the win rate in that is practically identical to her overall win rate of about 51% in Tetris matches here, so no real deviation or sort of expertise in the magic of the game 5 or any detriment in them. Violet, on the other hand, in 70 matches has had 18 game 5s with an 11-6 record in them, which outperforms her win percentage by about 10%. Although definitely a smaller sample size in terms of the matches there, but still. With some players, the magic of the game 5 may very well be a real thing. I think, who is it that has like a really high win rate compared to their actual win rate? I mean, anything above like 10% is like huge. I'll probably have to like put everyone into like a spreadsheet and like check that. But probably I'll like obviously keep like the sample size to like if they played more than 10 ciders or whatever. 233 for Violet, 215 for Alice. What's up, Winter? Good to see you. You'll be playing on here next after this Game 5 is done against Cobra. Which, by the way, if anyone in chat wants to stick around for that, you should. Because more classic Tetris League action is coming up, and you don't want to miss it, especially because it's a battle between two TNP players, former TNP players. I don't think they ever actually faced off against each other in TNP. At least I don't think so. I know they had a CTM Masters match against each other, though. Tetris both players. Violet on 329, Alice 351. Practically neck and neck between these two players at the moment. Just one single and a pushdown point is all that there is to split them. Tetris for Alice now taking lead 468 to Violet's 446, but Violet's board falling into a bit of a sticky situation here, but it's still nice and low. But again, the main issue, especially at this level, isn't survival, because 9 times out of 10, a player, even if it's a bit high up, should be able to get out of a dig. The real killer is their pace loss, because if your opponent can break away and build up a sizable lead, then it's very difficult to fight back, even in the later stages in post and post-post. Both players seem to be affected by the same sequence there, so not much loss there. 520 for Alice, 484 for Violet. Tetris for Violet, who now does have a clean board. Alice is set up here on row 2. We'll get a Tetris. Violet goes in 560 into level 19 here. Alice on 602. What's up, Dan V? Good to see you. It is indeed Tetris Violet 614. Alice responding right back, keeping that lead at just about 20,000 points in favor of her. Tetris Alice again. Violet with the bar dependency in column 8 here does take a double. Now looking for nice rotation of the T piece there. Some good management to keep the clutter on that right side of minimum. Does get it back open now with that single. But Drought hitting both players here. Violet taking a triple to bring the board down. Gets a Tetris, but misdrops these S piece there. Alice now set up for a Tetris, but misdrops an S piece herself. Violet's board is all clean now. Now, is she able to capitalize here? She'll get a Tetris. Up to 722. Alice, 733. Oh, and Violet with the column 9 bar there. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But it's really aggressive now in terms of the setup. She keeps the well open, will get a Tetris, and now immediately set up for another, so this might work out even if it wasn't intentional. And she'll get another Tetris to take the lead. 788 for Violet, 780 for Alice. Tetris Violet, 827. Alice gets the well back open. Tetris again for Violet. Tetris Alice. Tetris and a half lead in Violet's favor now, 859 to 814. Level 27 now for the two players. 901 to 919. It is still so close between these two players. Violet gets a Tetris, 937. Comes at a good time as that board was getting high. Another Tetris there for Violet, 975. Skims with the L piece. Bar over Tetris, max out for Violet, A11. 2 lines to go before 29. Violet goes in first, A13. But, oh no, covers the well, and that's gonna be that for Violet at A16. Alice on 980 needs A17. As she's now into 29. Alice needs 26,000 points. A Tetris would do it, but she can just line out from here. $17K away, gets the max out into level 31. Now just 3,000 points away. Couple more burns should do it. And that will do it, A17! Alice completes the reverse sweep and wins the set 3-2. And her second reverse sweep on the season. Did it versus Critical Lapis. And did it again today. And so far, Alice's return to the world of CTL has just been clutch after clutch after clutch. Great effort, though, from both players. Commiserations to Violet. Played an incredible set of Tetris. Just not to be today. But, I mean, taking a player like Knight, like Alice, all the way to a Game 5, going 2-0 up, still a really great effort, especially for your first Div 1 season. I'll go ahead and get the match reported. Then we'll show off the winner's screen, all that sort of stuff, and then we'll keep this thing going. Thank you, Chen, for the 15 stream watch streak as well. And Alice going into level 39 there, but not able to get anything over to column 3. But that's fine. B91, a level 39 to boot. GG's there for Alice, who will be your first winner of Thursday Thunder in a reverse sweep.
7 for Scooty. Nice T-lift there. Some nice stacking there from Scooty. But all the stack in the world isn't going to help unless there's a bar. A couple show up there. Phloxae with a Tetris and change lead.